Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Let's roll.
How's it going?
Yes, you heard me for almost 3 nights in a row.
Yeah, everybody. Welcome to the green room. Normally it's Jason and Charlie, but my co-host Jason's is recovering from surgery. Should be back next week. So this week I'm joined by the one, the only, Ice. How you doing, bud?
Hey, I'm just sniffing the secondhand smoke in here, man.
That's good, but you got to wait a few more months.
I said I was
little while
smelling it.
longer.
Yeah, I was smelling it. I mean, it was only purely for science.
Oh, that's good. So, how's your weekend going?
Awesome. Had a good show last night. Talking about some issues that are free
heard.
for all. It's pretty fun. Had the kid involved. He couldn't hang though. About say 4 beers, he was out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but it was actually
Get a little more time to yourself.
Yeah, all seriousness, though, it was pretty good. It was a good show. Had a good time last night. Had my family call up, and it was a little feelsy for a minute there, but other than that, it was a good show.
Yeah, that's good.
So how about yours, man?
Not too bad. Yeah, had birthday party yesterday for one of my daughter's friends from school. So I took, we all went over there, and then day before, it was my wife has her own tax. She had the kids, or I had the kids with while she was dealing with clients, and then today we went and got some family photos done. So it's the first time in about 4 years I've taken family photos.
Wow.
But yeah, and then everything's going good though. a lot of good news right now as far as obviously what the staple of the show is the reefer. So there's just quite a bit of good news as of recently. We've
I was just looking at some of your topics. Wow, opening up your eyes to some of this shit. Like, damn.
Yeah, there's huge potential for growth as far as jobs go. They're even talking about some top economists are talking about legalized marijuana could overtake manufacturing jobs by 2020. So election, legal marijuana, harvesting it, cleansing it, doing whatever you got to do to, assist the medical marijuana or recreational marijuana industry is going to be the, freaking premier job.
I was about to say that it also opens up a lot of agri-tech as well for farming equipment to cultivate it too.
Absolutely.
Could you imagine a John Deere coming out with it's already green. I was going to say a weed, but their theme is already green and yellow. So could you imagine having a cultivating machine? I'm going to have to write this down so I can fucking patent this thing.
Dude, let me know because you thought about it on our show. So
and it's recorded.
I got to get a cut of the proceeds.
Yo, you're damn right. Well, I mean, I'm just pushing buttons for you, bro. So it's your show.
You're good. You're good. You're in Jason's capacity tonight, so you're the co-host.
There you go.
This is equal footing. Equal
There you
footing.
go, Jason's son. Got your shit. No, well,
This is pretty awesome though, because just going over this article, it talks about just projects. Just for that.
And expands when you think about how it'll rabbit hole into something else.
Yeah, but could you imagine the people who were running around doing the whole reefer madness back in the 30s? Could you imagine what they would say about this now, or what some of them are saying about this?
They're
now?
rolling over in their graves, and I'll be honest with you. And you guys, I'm gonna. It must be a feels moment. I shouldn't say a feels moment. See, tomorrow is going to be the anniversary of the passing of my dad. And at the don't. I mean, he passed away. It was way back. It was 2000. Early 2000 that he passed away. He always raised me, and we always had relatives that were involved in smoking weed, just recreationally. And no big deal, just one of those things. My dad had ALS, which for some, if you don't know, it's Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah, my mother passed from it in 2006, so I know the feels.
So just shortly thereafter, my dad passed, just literally around the same time your mom did.
Okay.
And so my dad, when I was being raised, you guys are potheads and you guys are stoners and you know what I mean? It's
never gonna amount to shit.
Yeah, we gotta win the war and blah 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 blah. And that's the way. I mean, come on, I'm a product of the '60s and '70s. So you're gonna be raised to believe during the certain norms and social norms of what the anti-establishment's gonna be, or what the what the current social norms are is that you reject all types of drugs. Hell, even smoking wasn't bad. Was bad because of a chick who's if you hang out with a chick who smokes, she's probably doing something else and
It's
doing
like
everybody
kissing
else.
an ashtray. I've seen all those ads too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my dad, as he started digressing in his health, he was getting involved in a lot of VA experimented. He was trying to get involved in a lot of VA experimental situations.
Treatments.
Yeah, treatments and all that. And it was to the point where my dad was literally drinking morphine. And it was at one point that I saw my dad at that one point say he was about ready to participate in a medicinal marijuana program and using, cannabinoids and all that. And I started doing the research. And once I did the research, holy fuck, dude. My eyes were opened that they're saying that in order to ease the pain for a lot of the individuals that suffer from ALS, because it's like an enduring cramp that you're going through.
Right.
Imagine,
yeah, absolutely.
Imagine going through a Charlie.
You're paralyzed.
You're paralyzed and you're starting to not. It just sucks.
Your body betrays you. That's the ultimate form of betrayal.
It is.
My mother passed from basically starvation because she wasn't able to swallow food.
Well, not only that, but it was. I mean, I can imagine everyone's. You're in pain, and so I did the research, went through the ALS studies, and come to find out that there has been several attempts by the U.S. by several advocacy groups of medicinal marijuana that have been petitioning the U.S. government and the FDA to go through trials because they're starting to show that there is some. I wouldn't say it's not healing anything, but it allows the sufferers of ALS to have an appetite to eat. It was allowing it's just kind of how cancer patients are. It was allowing a more comfortable and a lot more quality of life, and it also cut the costs down for the medicines and medications used to treat somebody who is going through this disease.
Absolutely. More competition makes the market a little weaker.
Yeah, exactly. It opened up my eyes. I mean, it opened up my eyes that it took my dad all the way near death to finally say, "Hey, look, I'll participate in this."
Literally on his deathbed.
Yeah. And so then after that, it changed. It skewed. It didn't skew. It completely changed. It changed my view of medicinal marijuana and its use, cannabinoids and the use of cannabis. Now, of course, like I always break your guys' balls in meetings and shit, calling you guys stoners and all that.
Stoners.
Yeah, but it's just a nickname. It's just a nickname.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. Trust me, I don't get in my feels over nicknames.
Yeah, but it allowed me to look and say, it gave me a different perspective that I was too closed-minded at the time.
I mean, you were brought up that way though.
Well, yeah. I mean,
in a sense,
the culture, our culture was like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in '85, so I mean, there's a little bit of a difference in the way we saw it. Like growing up, as a teenager, I've done it a few times, but I was active duty when my mother was diagnosed with ALS, and I actually had a reassignment from Germany to Oklahoma because my father was stationed at Altus Air Force Base. He was active duty as well, and so I moved back there, and like I literally my whole mindset changed because that's my mom. She's suffering. She hung on just long enough to hold my daughter, my first daughter, and it was probably 2 months after that she ended up passing. And I mean, I still get a little broken up about it, but if I would have known, because I didn't know the medicinal fucking purposes behind weed. I just knew that I was a kid. Other people were doing it. I was going to fucking, they were feeling good. I didn't really like alcohol that much. I mean, but yeah, so, I tried it every now and then, but if I would have, researched some of this stuff, I would have probably been his biggest advocate while on active duty,
Well, most definitely.
Because, I mean, just the stuff, I'm epileptic now because of Malefiquin. I was one of the guys during OIF2 that was taking the fucking black box FDA medication for malaria. Now I have seizures. 5 other guys in my unit came down with other neurological deficiencies as well. So, but they had me so doped up, I can't even tell you how many different types of meds I was taking for, seizures. And I was still having them. My worst was I was leading PT, and it was just squad PT. I was leading my guys, and I was stretching them out. And next thing I know, I wake up in the back of an ambulance. Well, I guess I had a seizure so hard I knocked myself out, fractured my orbital socket, And my one of my team leaders ran up and he put his hands underneath my head because there was nothing else there. And I ended up breaking 3 of his fingers just bashing my face off the ground. And that was when I was on the pills the Army was giving me.
Yeah,
Like,
I still keep all my empty bottles of Mefequin in the event they say we never gave it to you.
Oh yeah, I mean, we had to sign all that shit all the time.
Yeah, I didn't even want to. Yeah, I didn't want to go. My biggest thing is that you're right. It does. I still have memories of it. I deployed.
Yeah, the dreams.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about my father deteriorating in his health.
Oh, gotcha.
I visited him before I deployed, and it was the last time I was going to see my dad. And I knew in the back of my head, when I heard him,
You could feel like a hardship
Oh,
thing,
my
'cause,
God,
I mean,
yeah.
your father's case was clearly terminal.
yes, and then I could hear him crying as I was leaving, and it tore me the fuck up because I knew the next time I was coming back from my deployment, my dad would be dead. And I came home. I literally was doing something, and I had not heard the word, and my brother was trying to get a hold of me. And then finally, I got the word that he had finally passed.
Damn.
Yeah, so the memories of that still burn in my head, just like a lot of things you have in your life that, the death of a friend, death of a family member, combat, whatever. It's searing your head. Hey, we're taking some calls, guys. Lines are open, so if you want to jump in at any time, feel free to call.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a different mode. I know you guys are used to me screaming at the mic and going off about tangents and stuff like that. This is not. This is the green room. So
We're a little more mellowed out.
yeah,
over
I
here
was
in the
already
green
given
room.
I already had to sign a non-disclosure statement, and my non-rage statement that I got to be chill and So my only takeaway was
Doing good so far.
Oh, thanks. I got to play some music from one of the bands that we had on the air, Sky Divide.
Yeah.
And so we're playing some of that, play some other stuff. Yeah, whatever. So if you
Very
guys
nice,
want to
man.
call, you guys give us a buzz, and then always taking your calls. Doesn't matter. Lines are always open. Obviously, if you hear music, then don't call. But if you hear us blabbing, jump on in. But
Yep.
But going what I was saying before, it was eye opening once I started researching it, and then I started thinking, why isn't anybody like saying some shit? Why isn't anybody? You know what I mean? Why isn't anybody
Yeah,
why isn't anybody
because
advocating
pharma
for this
pays
stuff?
bigger.
Yeah, and like you said, the reefer madness stuff. 415-889-8367. If you guys jump on YouTube, we forgot to make an announcement. Hey, the Green Room right now is on YouTube right now. We're slowly getting them up
Yes.
on the web.
We're taking the leaps and bounds to a serious show.
Yeah, so now they're on YouTube. Jump on, if you want to check it out, 415-889-8367. If you go on the WTFNationRadio.com live stream YouTube, we're broadcasting right now, and you can see the little it's got a little news ticker right there with the little graphic, and then you guys can check it out. 415-889-8367.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That whole, God, man, you look at it and you hit it on the head. The big farm, man.
Yeah.
Big farm.
I mean, there's no way that the FDA can sit here with a straight face and say there's no medicinal value to medical marijuana whenever they have a patent for Marinol, which is the same thing that you were talking about that helps ALS patients. It's an increase in appetite for cancer patients. It helps boost your appetite and your ability to hold food down. So if there's no active chemical in that is.
But it allows you to sleep. That was the biggest thing that my dad was struggling with, trying to get sleep.
Yeah.
And allow, from what I was studying, it helps. It'll help with sleep apnea. It'll help with the pain. It'll help with them not like we were saying, the appetite, and then of course them able to get a decent night. Because my dad even said he just couldn't sleep because he would wake up and feel like a constant Charlie horse throughout his body. And then he'd quit smoking. And so my dad was like, fucking dying, man. So give me a cigarette. Or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
What you're not going to say no in that situation.
He's my dad. Dad, I'll smoke a carton of cigarettes with you, man. I mean,
Hell yeah. I'll sit here and smoke myself sick.
yeah.
Like my old man, I don't mean this episode to be, all depressing. But this really hits home because, my wife and I, we had a vow renewal It's year anniversary. We had it in Hawaii. My father, he was sick before coming out to see us. He, like my mother being sick, really took a toll on him because I mean, he was active duty Air Force. When he wasn't at work, he was, awake with my mom. We even brought in someone from hospice to help out, and we, kicked them the hell out whenever they said that, alternative therapies, that if there's any type of alternative therapy that we attempt on my mother, they couldn't do it. They stick around and offer their services because they're not a life sustaining organization, was their exact words. And I get it, but I don't know. So it really took its toll on my father. He lost a lot of weight after she passed. You could tell he just gave up, but he came out, he hung on. He came out to visit us in Hawaii for the vow renewal. I asked him to get, approval from his doctor to make sure he can make the flight. He calls me back, says he's good. He's good. Everything's good across the board. So I pay for a ticket for him to come out there. Vow renewal on July 3rd. And he passes away on the beach July 13th with me, my wife, and my kids around him.
That's what it's all about right there, man.
So, I mean, yeah, I look at it, at first for the longest time, that was 2 years ago that he passed. And for the longest time, I thought, what if he just lied and said that the doctor, gave him approval just to come out?
Well, you want to know that.
And if that's the case, I'd basically finance his death to come out to visit me.
Well,
but he died in paradise, surrounded by his grandkids, who he loved more than life itself.
Exactly.
So for me, that helps.
Well, I mean, you were talking about the innovation. I want now biotech to get involved with this stuff because
Absolutely.
I'll be honest with you, our government is kind of, well, I will say that it's not kind of, it is. It's wasting money on some of the things that don't need. I don't care that a 75-year-old guy can't get it up anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't care that you have some hair issues and shit like that and you want to continue to grow your hair. There are other things that we have going on in our medical world that is a little bit more important than
your superficial fucking appearance desires.
Exactly. Oh, I mean, just appearance as well. I mean, the innovation. We have advanced so much in plastic surgery that we have let the important stuff, the life saving, anything that has to do with that, just gone south.
Yep.
So
I don't know, man. Our entire. I see the business relationship. It is a business relationship between pharma and the U.S. medical system, and it shouldn't be that. It should be okay, you're buying it, but it shouldn't be like law of the land that's the only freaking way you can medicate is with these pills that are synthesized in a lab. They give you more fucking symptoms than they do cures for your current ailments. I just don't see how that should be legal, but the entire Department of Health right now is just completely needs to be fucking overhauled.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Starting with the Veterans Affairs. I know that sounds fucking selfish. I'm gonna be fucking selfish.
Well, I was about to say
I didn't have seizures before I joined the Army. I have them now. I've seen my neurologist twice since I've been out.
Yeah, I mean,
how is that right?
Exactly. And what makes me mad is that they're I don't understand what is some of the ailments that we've had now when we were having them back when I was a kid, when they were growing up. Now all of a sudden an issue.
Exactly.
GM. Yeah.
Well, GMOs.
Yeah.
And chemtrails.
Yeah. Exactly. No, but like I said, it was the thing when I was looking at some of them articles that you sent me. And then I started digging in the FDA. The FDA just approved treatment for a freaking frequent urination at night due to overproduction of urine. Hey, stop drinking fucking water before you go to bed.
Exactly.
That's a lot of it's not because WTF Nation Radio. You're on the air.
Okay, that was a quick time warp. How are you guys doing?
Hey, what's going on, man?
It's Branko from Massachusetts.
We know who
How
it
you
is.
doing there, Chelsea?
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you been?
I've been doing good. I just went and did some racing today, so the ribs feel fine.
Nice.
But other than that, it's just another day.
It is.
But I hear you guys talking about your stories from like your childhoods and stuff like that. And for me, I've been diagnosed with childhood PTSD.
Okay.
Which, so, you know, I mean, I'm just, the one good thing about what the marijuana does for me is it allows me to focus on the future and not about what happened in the past.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, for me personally, I've felt so much better, and I was actually on medication through the VA. So I know all about that citalopram and the Depakote.
Yep.
And
fucking pill to cure an ailment from another pill, and yeah.
Do you remember what it was like because my daughter was actually first born, and I don't know if either of you guys ever went through this when it comes to medication. Waking up at 6:30 in the morning to hear your daughter, to be able to do everything and semi-function, but really have no clue what's going on until 10:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
That was fucking me every day. I was zombified.
I remember how I got home. Some days would be so stressful for me at work, and I'd get home and I'm taking off my uniform and I'm sitting on the couch. I don't remember. I think to myself, oh my God, did I get the kid? Did I freaking, you know what I mean? I was supposed to pick up the kid at school.
Yeah. No,
and then,
I
and
know.
Then, and then you're like, man.
We as people, when we have kids, it's completely different.
For real, man.
I mean, but other than that, was it you that made the posting on Facebook today about what's actually being said in Washington? Or was that your co-partner?
Yeah, that probably was Jason, or it could have been Chris. High C.
Yeah. I started with the C, but that's different story. That's a different story for another time.
Gotcha. But no, man.
I mean,
I'm really glad that you're able to medicate, and now they made it full rec up there. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yes. In the last election, it's recreational use, but it cannot be sold recreationally until the middle of 2018.
Oh, okay. So it's written in the bill that it's got to be fucking medical until then.
Yeah, right now we've had the medical facilities for a couple of years.
Right.
They're all generating income, and to be honest, but for here in Massachusetts, to be honest, if my insurance, which like a lot of you guys, I got that VA insurance.
Right.
If they were to provide the medical marijuana, like they provide other life-saving medicines to other people, I wouldn't buy my stuff off the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good, man. You were talking.
But no, that's just So it's like, I don't know. It's just weird here because in Massachusetts, the politicians, they literally took the Reefer Madness argument to the fullest extent, and that was their campaign.
Yeah.
So that this wouldn't pass in November.
Some ads. Yeah, my uncle sent me some of those fucking hilarious ads. To me, I'm embarrassed that there are actually people like that from where I'm from.
I hear you. I mean,
far to fucking, because Massachusetts is, Jesus, it's one of the more liberal states in the U.S.
I guess not like Rhode Island.
Only when it comes to politics, though. That's when they're liberal, not when it comes to the liberal practices of the party. If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
but sadly, Massachusetts is just way too democratic at the moment.
Yeah.
Even though we have a Republican governor, which is a good thing, and I'm not even a Republican, and I don't want to talk politics.
Right.
But you know what I mean? So all of those views are starting to change. Because like where I live locally, there's supposed to be a recreational shop literally at the end of my street in 2018. And then we have a monstrous growery that's it's being built right now, some would say, off-site, and then they're going to ship it here. But that's just something that's going to, with the host agreement, it's going to benefit the city so much.
I wish I could just
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just wish I can go to sleep and wake up when, we're not so fucking retarded when it comes to this shit, where it's not a question of, the states have to make it a law, or the government could just fucking open its eyes, stop about how much you make, because growers, like I led off with the show, you know, this is supposed to be the number one fucking manufacturing job, you know, in the U.S.
Oh, I
by
agree.
2020.
I agree.
So you would
where
think
like
that they
where
would
I
fucking get
live,
their heads out of their ass, you know.
well, I agree 100%, but I still believe one of the arguments is that they present is because it's from a seed. People can still grow it themselves.
Yeah, because they can't find a way to accurately regulate it.
Well, you can
Exactly.
you can apply that to the now that everybody knows that the reason why some of the states have been shifting in the use of medicinal marijuana is due to the fact that a lot of the politicians are now having family members affected by the very same ailments that people who are advocating for medical marijuana to use. So, for instance, one of the big reasons why the medicinal marijuana law in Florida didn't get a lot of resistance and it actually passed was because some of the members of the advocates against it now have a member of their family suffering from some of the same ailments we were talking about.
Wow, what was that?
No, I don't know what that was. That was weird. But no, when it comes to Florida, I agree.
That was like freaking. That was like a damn conspiracy
I have
theory song.
family members down in Florida,
Yeah.
but they're a little bit more on the edge about it because they weren't going to pass it for recreational.
Mhm.
But once they found out it was purely for medical and what was going to be, you know, what was the
They
conditions
still
and
have one of the
everything like that.
strictest- Yeah, they still have some of the strictest regulations for medical in the U.S. of the 8 states that currently have it legalized, at least medicinally. They still have some of
What
the strictest
state?
regs. Florida.
Which one? Oh, Florida.
Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, for medicinal
Makes
use.
sense.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all like most of them are like 80.
I was actually talking to my grandfather about this because he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, old Navy guy. I mean, he kicked its ass twice, but you know, he lost a bunch of weight, and I told him, you know, to start researching that about, you know, stimulating his appetite and helping him, you know, with some of the pain, like some of the residual pain from chemo and radiation. And
Well,
I mean, he's
the
all
next-
ears about it.
Yeah, well, the next time you talk to him, you got to tell him to research the medical marijuana that's coming out of Israel.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I actually have where it's talking about that they officially decriminalized its use.
Yeah,
yesterday.
We're gonna talk about it after the bottom of the
Yeah.
hour break. So hey, thanks for calling in, man, because you like brought us to the break. Cool.
Hey, Chelsea, it's always good talking to you. Puff, puff,
Yeah, you
pass,
too, buddy.
everyone.
Puff puff
Yep.
pass.
Later.
Pass, homie. Take it easy.
Yep. Have a good one.
Have a good one, nice.
Yep.
You too, man.
Wow. All right. So yeah. So am I doing it right? Puff puff pass. Or so.
Yeah. Puff, puff, pass. Actually, I don't even know if you can say that until you get your DD-214.
Well, it is the you can just make certain comments, but you cannot willfully say, "Hey, whatever." Anyways, I'm not going to get involved with that crap. Who cares? This is
like as long as you're not in uniform.
well, no. Now they're saying you can't say anything that's misconduct. So,
Oh yeah, gotcha.
but anyways, so hey, let's take a quick break, and
Sounds
then
good.
we'll be right back. Shots or smoke or weed, whatever. So
Pass.
puff puff pass. Song's out. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that was a long song when I popped it on the playlist, but it's almost an 8-minute song.
Jesus.
That's why I didn't play.
You had my head nodding.
Yeah, I was like, that's why I'm not even gonna play another song. That's a break right there.
That absolutely is. But yeah, so
Yeah, let's talk about this Israel stuff. I'm curious about that.
this is pretty interesting. You know, the first-time offenders, they say, will face a $270 fine if caught using it in public. But that's the criminal charges will only be brought if person, you know, reoffends 4 times. So I mean, they basically give you fucking a full count worth of fucking offenses before this shit becomes an actual criminal charge.
Well, they also said too that it was not going to be. It was not considered. What was it? What's the word? Not as strict, or I wouldn't say strict, but not as harsh.
Heavily enforced.
Yeah, heavily enforced. Yeah, so it's. I don't know. It's not a. You know, hey, we're gonna just blow the shit away, whatever.
Right.
But it has more leniency for first-time offenses in it.
And second-time offense. And
third time
and
offense.
fourth.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. It's almost like
But if you
speeding
get caught
tickets.
5 times, that's where you pick up a misdemeanor.
That's what I'm saying. It is more. I mean, I mean, you're more likely getting less of a misdemeanor speeding or doing a major traffic violation than getting busted for weed 4 times in Israel. Israel of all places.
Right. Well, I mean, they've got about a 30-year head start on us from the medicinal purposes and research behind it. I mean, I'm sure they're sharing research with us, but they've got quite a big head start on us. They've been using this stuff to cure asthma whenever we didn't even consider it a fucking possibility.
Well, that's because they synthesize the medicinal portion of it, the cannabis core, I guess you would say, the molecule of it, and then they synthesize it to restructure its molecules. Now, I was studying. I'm getting more into your stuff here because once I get ready to retire and we all start talking about this culture,
we're gonna have to spark it up.
Yeah, definitely. That they actually synthesize some of the some of the molecules for it to change it to assist in its rapid. I guess you would say. I want to say spread because then it sounds like a disease. But it allows it to continue to synthesize itself. It's fascinating. I was like, wow.
There's like, dude, the stuff from now, like compared to even what I smoked back in, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, before I joined the Army, that stuff was like 7 or 8% THC. Stuff I'm smoking now is fucking that, times 4.
Oh, I can't wait. Because some of the stuff that I was smoking back in the day was probably
science has gone into it.
Yeah, I'm saying.
But they're still fucking ignoring the obvious medicinal. The only people that are ignoring it are the FDA. Yeah, the FDA and Big Pharma. The ignoring the obvious medicinal values. They're like Helen Keller when it comes to that shit.
Yeah, really. To include whatever they want to do for the to enforce it as well, because they're haphazard in their enforcement. So I guess the thing was is that
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just about to say that that their committee on special committee on drug and alcohol abuse says it's an important step, but it's not the end of the road. It sends a message that millions of Israelis who consume marijuana are not criminals, and we will carry on the details within the committee to ensure that change is implemented immediately too. So. So now they're talking about the panel shifting the focus from criminal prosecution to user of administrative fines and educational programs. So instead of, it's almost like how we've done with our crack dealers and our we've overdone it. Guys, guys who get busted for fucking crimes when it comes to drugs, like if you see a guy and he's got freaking a little baggie of weed or something like that, look at him, chew his ass out, give him a fucking ticket, dump the weed, and that's it. You're done.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Now, if the guy's got 50-pound bushels stacked in the back of his Tahoe,
Mexican cartel brick weed,
exactly. Then I could kind of see you getting the ass. I could kind of see that being criminalization. But first thing I would ask is, if I was a cop, I'd say, "Are you medicinal marijuana?" And let me see your card. Let me see something that says that you are a dispensary transport. That's another business we can get into.
Absolutely,
a dispensary transport, and
dude,
then
there's so many possibilities.
Yeah, dude, and then. Go ahead and just let me see your car for dispensary transport. If you got it, then you got it. Then there you go.
Yeah, there was actually a grandfather. We hit on this I think 2 episodes. He had a terminally ill granddaughter in San Antonio, Texas, and he was from California. Similar situation as me, epileptic. If he didn't smoke, he would have seizures. And because it's been medicinalized there, he hasn't been to see a neurologist since he got his card, but he ended up going and visiting, just taking that risk of driving with it in his car from California to San Antonio just to visit his granddaughter, because they fucking arrested him. I mean, he had like maybe 2 ounces on him, which is logical for someone who plans on, staying down there for a couple of weeks. But I mean, they ended up arresting him and charging him. I mean, it's just so fucking backwards, in my opinion. I mean, this dude is trying to see his dying granddaughter, and you're going to fucking lock him up for his he had his medical card and everything, but because Texas is one of those zero tolerant fucking we're better than everyone else states.
Did he have his, because see, just like how everyone makes a big deal about the concealed carry reciprocity across for a national concealed carry permit, it's the same for medicinal marijuana.
Absolutely. I fully agree. I mean, now that medical marijuana is legal in Florida for medicinal use, there's 8 states now. You have people not taking vacations to your states because you cannot come up with a fucking agreement to let them transfer to your state. because they don't want to risk fucking trafficking charges.
Well,
You know, there's so much more
Yeah,
to
exactly.
be made from out of town tourists than there is from your locals that fucking stay around, you know, or your transplants that are from somewhere else that just come here because you have weed. You know,
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you kind of get smart about it and decide to build your business, think about it. Dispensary transport.
absolutely. I was actually thinking about, dude, they have a gas station here that sells weed. It's called Gas and Grass. Dead serious. You sign over as a membership, they'll fill up your truck for Nissan Titan.
So-
They filled up my fucking Titan.
You don't need a card in Colorado, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't, but I'm epileptic, so I have to use high CBD strains. Like the rec shops, they don't grow high CBD strains because there's not really much profit to be made in them. So I have my med card, yeah.
So like just me, ice off the street.
You could go there as an out of towner. You can stop at a smoke shop and fucking buy up to an ounce for one day.
Oh, so I can keep buying an ounce for every day of the. So I can go in one day, buy an ounce, and then you get it on
Tuesday, yeah, every day a week.
Awesome. They have like a card that tells you how can you skip different dispensaries?
Well, you can, but they scan your driver's license in, and it goes into the database that you went and shopped today. I mean, they're pretty smart about it here. Like, unlike Washington State, they've got a pretty solid, organized structure behind making sure people don't try to circumvent the system. But I mean, it is fucking enough. I smoke shit more than fucking most people I know, and yeah, I don't even go through an ounce a day. An ounce lasts me about, whenever I'm really smoking, probably 4 days. Whenever I'm taking it easy, I can stretch an ounce for, a couple weeks.
How much is an ounce? I mean, is it that? I mean,
I just picked up an ounce, a half ounce of Durban Poison and a half ounce of Purple Urkel for $90. It's 16 grams.
Oh,
Or
okay.
28 grams, I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. I'm just kind of wondering, just kind of curious.
Yeah. But I mean, it's,
For science, of course.
yeah, for me, like, I have to have certain, a certain percentage of CBD. Like, the weed I smoke isn't necessarily, the one that gets you fucking high. I mean, it gets me high because I smoke a lot of it, but it's got like maybe 6-7% THC and anywhere between, it's 3-to-1 ratio for CBD to THC for me. But I do have strains that are fucking, 38% THC. So, I mean, I've got some pretty good stuff. I got 58% THC extract. I got 83% THC extract. I mean, they've fucking became wizards with this shit.
Yeah, I was just funny because I was scanning over the FDA's website, just getting some Q&A, and I just read about how they read so. It's almost like, why is the sky blue? What are you talking about? The sky's not blue; it's green. No. The sky is really blue. No, the sky is green.
The sun reflecting off the
Yeah. You're just like, what are you talking about?
Your fucking head.
The sky is fucking blue. And it's talking about how marijuana therapy is being used by members of the medical community. And then the FDA's response was, the FDA is aware that marijuana or marijuana-derived products can be used for a number of medical conditions, include, for example, AIDS, wasting, epilepsy, neuropathic pain, treatment for blah, 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 for multiple sclerosis and cancer, chemotherapy. To date, the FDA has not approved a marketing application for a drug product containing or derived of botanical marijuana.
Yep.
You see how they talk about the botanical part of it. They're not talking about the chemical, the oil part of it. I'm just like, really, dudes? Are you not? Are you that freaking dense?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty dumb. With shit, there was something that the FDA was going around trying to make CBD, just CBD, a fucking how do they call them? Stage 1 or fucking level 1 narcotic or controlled substance?
Yeah, something like that. I mean,
CBD. I mean, there are fucking, interviews of people or videos, thousands of them, people having seizures and, getting a couple drops of this under their tongue and stopping mid-seizure. Seizures usually last 2 to 5 minutes, really severe ones. And they're stopping at fucking 15, 20 seconds in.
Yeah,
but they're fucking trying to make that a Schedule 1. That's what it's called, Schedule 1.
Schedule 1 narcotic. What's kind of funny is that the FDA is involved in scheduling something that the ATF should be scheduling. Does that make
Exactly.
sense?
Or the DEA.
Or the DEA. I was about to say, or the DEA.
I mean, you fucking spent billions of dollars into these fucking programs. Let them fucking do their jobs. You got all these unnecessary government, agencies that are stepping on each other's dicks.
Yeah, exactly. But what was funny is that, I mean, I look again because I want to research this stuff before I get on here and start blabbing like a freaking like a birther or truther or freaking a reefer madness guy. I'm not like I said, I'm completely open, guys. I'm a first sergeant, active duty first sergeant, and I totally support. I will say this to right now. I even say it in uniform, and people laugh at me because although obviously by regulation,
career risking implication.
Yeah, I'm a career. Yeah, that's what it is. I will say that when I retire, I'm going to smoke weed, and the next thing you know, I got selected for promotion. So there you go. So they said that
shattering stigmas.
Exactly. Can I give pet marijuana products for medical purposes? Now, what's funny is that the FDA came back with, as opposed to a human trial testing, of being so closed-minded, they said marijuana needs to be further studied to assess the safety and effectiveness for the medical use of animals. So I'm thinking, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, they're in fucking animal trials. Still. That's how fucking ancient we are. Fucking.
I was about, wait a minute. You guys are talking about doing this to animals. Meanwhile, there's people withering away and suffering, or could be helped by. Yeah, and then they go, I gave my pet marijuana, and I'm concerned about my pet suffering adverse effects. What do you do? Well, signs that your pet may be suffering adverse effects from ingesting marijuana may include lethargy, depression,
like vomiting,
heavy drooling, vomiting.
I gave my dog a
dude.
He hurt his.
But it's no, but they're talking about they're talking about stuff that they would say to a human, but they're talking about dogs. But they don't even want to talk about the stuff for human trials. I'm thinking, oh my god,
it's absolutely backward. That's the only word that can really fucking describe it is backward. I don't understand. My dog, my service dog, is a shepherd. I have a 2-tier backyard, and last winter, he was outside playing. My kids, before it had snowed, were out back playing with one of those little gardening sets, the 3-prong rake, little shovel and everything. Well, they left those out there, and the snow had covered it. The prongs were facing up, so my dog jumped off the top tier and impaled his paw on that. It went through his toe, so I had to I had a fucking flashback. There's so much blood, dude.
So did you give your dog?
I took him to the hospital. Oh yeah. I took him to the hospital or to the vet. They gave him some pills, and then my vet actually he told me, hey, check out these snacks. They're really good for animals as well. They're high, and they have a high THC rating, but start off with half of one, otherwise they'll get sick. Well, I was like, well, it's a big fucking dog. I'll give him a whole one. No, projectile vomit everywhere. But with the pills, he would just throw up, wouldn't eat. And you could just tell him he was wasting away. Dude, he couldn't stop fucking eating after I gave him half of one of those biscuits.
Yeah. What's up? How you doing, Vince?
What's up, Vince?
What's
I know you're fiberglassed because I'm on here in this venue. You just kind of everyone's asking. Ice
acting
in
an official capacity.
That's funny. I'm legit. I'm co-hosting with with the Green Room today. So, I'm glad you actually, because I was going to talk about some really crazy stuff coming out of Texas.
What's that?
Just some of the legislators that are talking. Let's see. I just don't think it has the legs in Texas to stand. We go through it every couple of years with legislature and talking about legalizing marijuana. And then others are saying that they see it as a tipping point. It's the rest of the country has a sensible marijuana. But Texas is behind the curve. They said
we are, but last year I think it was either last year or the year before last. They did the lobby and everything, and they got it. They got the medical part to pass, but it has to be a last ditch effort to help epileptic patients and mainly kids because of a little girl from San Antonio. where her dad was going to Colorado, picking up some CBD oil and bringing it back, and he was risking, getting put in prison because he was trying to save his daughter.
Trying to take care of his kid. Exactly.
Yeah. And,
what a fucking scumbag, right?
Yeah, right. And that's one of the main reasons why it passed, because the guy said, I don't want to leave my home. Texas is my home. I do not want to have to pick up and transplant to another state and pay their taxes and everything when I can just have this medicine here. The doctors are approving of it. The doctors are seeing that it's improving her life. She was going and having anywhere between 7 to 27 seizures a day to she takes the CBD oil and she's been seizure free.
Fine. Yeah. It's nuts to me. Redleg was actually talking about that because they actually legalized it in his state. But he was talking about how fucking handcuffed the legislation makes the ability to get your hands on it. They have it narrowed down to like 4 or 5 different conditions. Like ICE had said, the AIDS wasting, HIV wasting, epilepsy, some really, really hardcore shit is just being completely fucking overlooked, even though there's medical evidence and independent studies from around the world showing the medical benefits for all of these different things. Not just, dude, it helps me with everything I have except for fucking high blood pressure.
Yeah.
Like, for real, I have fucking epilepsy. I've got post-concussive syndrome, so I get really bad fucking headaches. I've got, a brand new shoulder, a brand new knee, so I've got fucking chronic pain when here, and all this shit replaces.
You tried the alcohol that I gave
I did. Yeah, I did. I actually got a bottle of it sitting right here next to me. But yeah, it helps. Like it eliminated fucking 14 different medications I was taking when I was medically retired from the Army.
Well,
and I feel better than I did when I joined the Army.
I was about to say, and what's funny is that there are other sources within that they say they cannot confirm, but yet WebMD has got it all over their fucking webpage saying what its purposes can be used
because they're independent. There's no fucking ties to pharma there. There's no fucking lobbying dollars going into WebMD. So I mean, they're gonna fucking they're not gonna have that jaded fucking opinion on it. If it's medical evidence, then they're gonna fucking post it as medical evidence.
Yeah. So what you were talking about, Marinol, Sesame is another component that they've derived it from. What is, have you heard anything about that? What Sesame?
No, I actually haven't. I'm gonna have to Google that now.
Because I've heard Marinol and I've heard about Sesame, and they say it's more used for more severe cases, but I don't know if it's it looks like it's a chemotherapy type medication.
How do you spell it?
It's CESAMET.
Damn, I was way off. Okay, Sesame. Okay, yeah, let me look up this. This is nausea and vomiting caused by cancer chemo. It's used when other drugs have not been able to control these symptoms. Yeah, so I mean, even still, they're using it as a last ditch effort.
As a last resort. And the thing is that they were talking about some of the other uses for FDA-approved medicinal marijuana, and again, WebMD, sourcing off of WebMD. WebMD tells you have cancer for breathing, so it's kind of you freak the fuck out. And I don't know if it's a big ploy for the government to get you to go see them. See a doctor or something like that, but sometimes I look at it like my nose itches, or I try
to avoid online diagnosis.
Exactly.
They usually feed into a fucking Munchausen culture.
Exactly. You're like, oh my god, my
stub my toe.
Yeah, my foot's gonna fall off because I've not. I'm like, what is this thing on my face? I got the bubble lip.
Nose, fool.
Yeah. But it says actually that some of the risks and limits, and it's not only when it's monitored that it's okay that it should be used with a history of psychosis, and people with heart disease have shown favored results. And I'm thinking, why would you not? Okay, I get the pregnancy thing. I got that. That's a development of the baby. I got that. But if you're saying that it could help people with heart disease and psychosis.
Yeah, liver disease as well.
I'll be honest with you, I've never seen a fucking and we always
marijuana wig out, a pothead wig out.
Yeah.
Murder a fucking small village of children for some ho-hos.
Yeah, we were talking about that a couple shows back. Redleg was bringing it up, saying a few shows back, saying that you never heard about a guy going ape shit and going nuts on some dude eating his face, being high on weed.
Exactly. That's the
Unless
bath
it was lace or
salts.
something.
Unless it was
That's-
what?
That's the bath salts.
Yeah, or the Flocka, or the Crocodile, or whatever they
Yeah.
want to call it.
Crocodile, I just think that's so
PCP?
fucking funny. I just think that's so fucking funny. Like, I read some of that shit whenever it came out. Like, just read about it. And like, what the fuck is wrong with people? It's like, was it hydrocodone with like diesel?
With diesel fuel,
inject it?
or diesel fuel, or some high grade benzene. They
What
would
the
say.
fuck is wrong? And
Yeah.
it's turning their skin fucking necrotic all around their
Yeah.
fucking injection sites.
Yep.
Scales, dude.
Yep. Oh
It's
yeah.
hilarious.
Yep.
You guys are dumb.
Things people
Go ahead
do.
and get
Things
high,
people do to
Brickle.
get high.
No, but to get that high, you know what I mean? Not because smoking weed. I still remember because last time
I've been pretty fucking lit on weed. Like,
Yeah.
I've had green outs. So I mean, I smoked so much weed. Like, I got this Vaporizer Pro Mask that I fell asleep with it on, like, because I just took a huge hit and I was just like, oh god. I wake up like, a good thing I had a friend here with me because he just thought I was chilling reading my phone, but no, I was just down there with a mask on. But yeah, I've been fucking lit. I don't think I'd ever want to get that lit, where I want fucking fuel and pills crunched up into my body and just to get scales and shit. But people are getting tattoos freckled on their faces, so what the fuck's wrong with us? You know?
Hey, let's it's the top of the hour, so Vince, you gonna hang out when we take a break right quick?
Hell yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
All right.
You better hang out,
Yeah,
homie.
I'm about to say. So let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with the green room and puff puff pass.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Hey everybody, this is Feisty Minx from What the Fuck Nation Radio. I'm here with Jay Reddy, and we have a show on Tuesday called Thursday Magic. Jay Reddy, what are you doing?
I'm trying to summon the nation.
You're about to summon a demon. Like, let me deal with the magic part. You deal with the Viking part.
All right, that's cool to me.
All right.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
With every blood I am born, with only man, so
Yes. I was just jamming out to that song, Sky Divide.
Yeah, dude.
Dead Air. Or,
Yeah,
oh my God.
God, dude, hang on. That was Dead Air by the band Sky Divide.
Yeah. That's fucking probably not the name I would choose to. Actually, no, I think that's fitting. Going in commercial break, having Dead Air playing.
Yeah, that was pretty funny too.
But no, that's definitely a good.
Yeah, so if you guys not been paying attention, been passing out some pics throughout the team, Green Room is on right now. It's on YouTube, streaming right now.
It is.
It's been streaming for since the show's been out. So if you guys don't get a chance to catch it, you could throw it on the look up at the YouTube page and go to WTF Nation Radio, and then go to the live stream and you'll see it. Why is it you talk when I'm broadcasting, but then when I'm not broadcasting, you shut up? What's up with that, man?
He wants to be part of the show.
He does.
What's up,
man.
baby? What's up, baby Ice?
Yeah. Oh, he's like, oh, who's that? I have everything pumped out through the what? Yeah, I have it played at the house, so
nice.
Everybody hears it. But anyways,
it's pretty cool. He's. I've seen some pics. Looks like he's gonna be a handful when he gets older.
Oh my
but
God, he is.
Like we were saying, only boy.
Yeah, only boy, man. He can get away with it. You can't.
Yep.
You can get him out of the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I got 3 girls myself, so.
Yeah, I got 2 girls and him. So.
What about you, Vince? You still with us, homie?
Still here. I got 3 girls and a little boy. Finally, with my ex, my now ex.
Yeah. Oh, I remember her. What a bitch.
Yeah.
You named your dog, or no? You named your dog America.
I named my dog America. She's the first female dog. I only own females because they're more nurturing towards children and whatnot.
Yeah, and they don't fucking run around, marking their territory as best males. Yeah, that too.
But yeah, she's the first dog that I've had that I didn't name after an ex. And
it's kind of setting up the relationship for failure, right? Like the pair.
Actually, my I had my hussy, and she was a rescue. I stole her from a guy that was breeding his dogs to fight, and
oh shit.
The mom would. I was working security before I joined, literally before I joined the Army, and the mom was just. I thought she was a stray, so I started feeding her. Every day she would come by at the same time, and I'd give her my lunch, and she started getting bigger and bigger, and she was looking like she was about to pop. I was like, "You better bring me a puppy," and she brought me the only 2 pups that survived.
Oh wow!
And I named one of them Vane for Vanessa, my first ex-wife.
Which translates into whore.
Pretty much.
Right, in Spanish. Yeah. My Spanish is rusty.
But I named her Vane because I had a male pit that I bought off a buddy of mine. And the second I got her home, she was only maybe 3 months old. The second I got her home, he mounted her and he started going to town.
Jesus.
And I was like, yeah, you're a
dog you got there, bro.
And then her sister, when I brought her sister home, she tried the same thing. She beat the living shit out of that boy. Oh my God. I was like, yeah, you're a keeper. So I named her Weta, after the same ex-wife. Because her nickname was Little Weta.
For me, dogs are like therapeutic. Like I don't think I could ever bring myself to name one of my dogs after an ex because I love animals too much, and I'm not too friendly with exes.
I hear you, man.
Oh, I'm not friendly with any of my exes, but I mean that was my bitch, and no bullshit. I damn near died fucking with that little bitch, and
yeah.
We were at Fort Hood. I took her out for a walk on the back on the tank trails, and I had her tethered to me with a 20-foot chain. And this bitch drags me, like no bullshit, fucking drags me through the brush And I'm like, what the fuck are you looking for? Because I knew there was beavers around there because I saw a dead beaver on the side of the road. I thought she was going for the beaver.
She pulls out a member of the Mexican cartel.
No, this bitch pulls out fucking goddamn one of them damn longhorns that are out in the back part of Fort Hood.
Well,
and all
why
of
would
a
she
sudden
do
I
that?
see these fucking horns like start to come closer to me. I'm like, oh fuck no.
She's got
running.
That's perception, bro.
Running towards the fucking bull. And I'm trying to run away from the bull, and I'm sitting here screaming bloody murder. And my buddy's like, "What the fuck's going on?" She's trying to kill me. She's trying to kill me.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So
she's. Go ahead.
Yeah. Dogs are great though. You got any pets? Ice?
Oh yeah, I got beasts. I got a bunch of animals. Enough to I got little yip dogs, kick dogs, and then I have some monster shepherds. You know, destroyers of souls and keeper of camps. Yeah. I cannot have enough dogs. You have to have dogs in a family.
Dogs are great. I've got a dog that I got in Hawaii. It's part pit, part poi, which is like a word for fucking mix that they say over there. So like it's mixed with a bunch of other stuff. I mean, he's got the head of a pit. He's got the smile of a pit. He's got the density definition of it, but he's only about 30 pounds and comes up to my shin. But he's a beast. He takes my shepherd to task over treats. He doesn't have nuts, and he's still the alpha. So
shepherds are really good when it comes to the treats. They will carry anybody away from a I can tell my monsters to go get something, and if they know that if they hear treat at the end of it, they will freak the hell out and go do whatever they're commanded to do, and they'll go do it without hesitation.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got mine trained. I haven't taken any of mine to any like formal training. I'm actually getting in contact with a buddy of mine who owns a non-for-profit organization here in Colorado Springs that pairs veterans with service animals, like the vets that can't necessarily afford the adoption costs and everything else, and afford the training for some of these dogs. But his organization is called Heroes. But he's doing great things over there. He's going to put me in contact with the like higher echelon because he doesn't offer the services to teach seizure identification, like the signs and stuff. So I mean, it takes a lot more intrinsic stuff, and I mean, typically it could run up to $6,000 for that training. But I mean, this guy's getting me a deal at like $1,800. So I mean, I'm getting him up there. But my dogs are pretty well behaved. I could tell them, go home. They'll go downstairs, get in their kennels. We try to keep them. They're kennel trained. But we don't keep them in a kennel unless we have like company with small kids around because my dogs are just fucking way too excited.
Inadvertently knock a kid over on accident.
Yeah, no shit. Like Guinness he's so fucking. He doesn't even think he's dense. I swear he thinks he weighs about the same as a Chihuahua.
Yep.
But I mean, he's so fucking dense that Jesus. Yeah. I didn't think you could pack that much weight into such a small frame. Yeah, he's pretty fun. That's Guinness.
Hey, so Vince, what were you talking about? Some of the legislation going on in Texas. Are they trying to do at least some sort of change?
Well, they're trying to do marijuana reform.
What is that?
Yeah,
the reform laws.
At least here in Houston, they are trying to pass a bill this month.
This is the 85th time it's been brought in front of this panel. 85th time. Well, but the most promising time from what they're saying.
Mm-hmm. From what I've heard and from what the news has brought out, here, at least here in Houston, they're making it to where you can get caught with up to 4 ounces, a quarter pound of weed, and all you'll have to do is take an ASAP course.
Jesus.
And it'll come off your record. Your possession charge will come off your record. That's what they're trying to do here. There's a Houston chapter of NORML, but it's the veterans. It's Houston NORML vets. And those guys go up to Austin, I want to say once a month, and they lobby for the marijuana reform here in Texas. And they were one of the ones that were really big on the last election when they quote unquote legalized medical marijuana.
Yeah, that was the marijuana oils though for epilepsy or something like that. There was like some
the CBD.
CBD oil. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing it up. Hang on.
But yeah, I mean, they've got several bills according to this report. Several bills filed by Texas lawmakers would decriminalize marijuana and this allow it for medical, or at least allow it for medical reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're talking about NORML. This is a direct quote from Sean McAllister, of the Arlington. He's the leader of the DFW chapter of NORML. He says, "I believe Texas is at a tipping point where we're seeing the rest of the country having a sensible marijuana policy, but we're lacking."
We're lacking a lot. I mean, there's so much. When I was arrested for my possession charge,
right. You got a shaft, bro. You got the dick.
Well,
like
right now, I'm in Veterans Court, and I've already spent the past 8 months in Veterans Court, so I have another 10 months to go before I am up for quote unquote parole, where they let me off paper.
You get caught once if you don't mind me asking.
I got caught with half an ounce of flour, and I cooked my keef in my vaporizer liquid because I can't have the artificial nicotine in my vaporizer. So I put my keef in my vaporizer liquid, and I cooked it up a little bit, and I put that in my vaporizer. And I would puff them out at work, and nobody could tell because it's free fucking flavor.
Right.
Well, they pulled that shit out of my car. They tested it. They're like, "What the fuck do you have in this shit?" I'm like, "My vaporizer liquid. This shit's testing hot. We've never seen this shit test hot. This hot." Mm-hmm. I mean, they said we've seen pink, and that's a little bit, but this shit is like pure THC. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I had maybe 1.5 mil of vaporizer liquid in my tank, and they weighed the whole tank and everything, and it came out to be over 1.5 ounces.
You got to be kidding me,
dude. That is
I got charged
for-profit prison right there.
400 to 400 grams. Yeah, I was looking at 2 to 10 for
that's nuts.
Of substance. My bond.
They argued it down to probation.
Oh, I'm on probation right now.
That's what I'm saying. They argued it down from the
They
potential
argued
charge,
it
or
all
what?
the way down to get me into Veterans Court. The judge is the only member on the Veterans Court board that is not a veteran. His father was, and his grandfather was, but he's the only one that wasn't a veteran, or that isn't a veteran. The district attorney is an Army vet. My lawyer is a Navy vet. Everybody that sits on the board, they all work for the VA or some form of veteran service organization. But they argue my second-degree felony charge all the way down to a Class B misdemeanor or Class A misdemeanor, so that I can participate in the Veterans Court program. And when the judge asked me, he was like, "Why were you caught with all this marijuana?" I was like, "Your Honor, I was caught with it because I can't take the Skittles that the VA gives me." He was like, "Skittles." I was like, "The medications." I was like, "I was on the medications and I put a gun in my head twice. Pulled the trigger twice. I didn't like that. My daughter walked in on me. I started smoking weed so that I wouldn't have those suicidal thoughts or those suicidal isolations. When I smoke marijuana, it doesn't cause that." He was like, "Well, you know you're in Texas, right?" "Yes, sir, I do." And I spoke with my doctor about it, and she told me that she was going to let me do it as long as I didn't get caught. If I got caught, I was on my own, and I am on my own now, sir. He was like, "All right, well, you have 2 years in this program, and if you do good, we'll let you off in 18 months.
Dude, that's nuts to me, though.
What's that?
That's absolutely nuts to me, though. Like, they couldn't. Your lawyer could not argue the fact that they weighed the tank.
That
Well, the reasoning was they considered it contaminated with the substance, then it's automatically tainted with that substance, no matter how pure it is or something. Or
I'd love to know how they fucking
how they
sits around and writes these dickhead laws.
I was about to say, I want to know how they were able to discern that. I mean, I'll be honest with you, and I'm pretty sure if you ask Redleg as a police officer, those tests are made just to have a concentration of what it is. And that's it. Are they that accurate to see if they're that concentrated with whatever substance they think is in there?
I don't think keef. How did you cook keef with your fluid to activate? I mean, I get the whole, what'd you do? Just put it in there and then fucking nuke it in a microwave or put it in a pot and heat it up with it?
I double boiled that bitch.
Okay, so you fucking try to get everything extracted out of it. You know what keef is, right, Top?
No.
Keef is like the trichomes, the crystals.
Oh, the resin.
Come off the flour? No, not resin. It's the stuff that you make hash out of.
Gotcha. I know what you're saying now. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like a really fine powder, a dust even. Yep. But yeah, you were trying to extract everything you could out of that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Damn. But that's still fucking retarded to me. How the fuck would keef register with? Were you using like propylene glycol or vegetable glycol solution or?
It was 70-30 PG, propylene glycol.
Okay, yeah. So that fucking intensified it. That probably gave it a higher reading right there. If it was vegetable glycol, it probably would have buffered it out.
But it was like they took a little medicine dropper and they pulled it. I'm sitting here sitting in the back of the fucking cop car, and I'm sitting here looking, and I'm like, holy shit. And they're sitting here. I mean, there's like 8 fucking squad cars out there to pick me up.
Like, you were El Chapo. Quit lying to us.
Yeah, right. And I mean,
yeah, dude, I saw you in a movie once.
Anytime, I was in an all-white neighborhood, right? And my ex's family, they always told me, you do the fucking speed limit. Don't do 5 over like everybody else. You're colored. They will fuck you up. And I was like,
damn, they called you colored?
Okay. Yeah.
I haven't heard that since like the 60s.
That's fucked up. How fucking old are they?
They're old.
Probably my age. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Oh, sorry. I didn't want to go there.
That's all right.
Yeah, they were like, you're not white, you're colored, so they're gonna fuck with you. Even if you're not doing anything wrong. I'm like, whatever. To this day, the officer that arrested me, I have a good relationship with that dude. Dude,
I'd still want to fucking low key punch him in the dick.
No, actually, he wanted to let me go. The only reason why he took me in was because of my ex-wife.
Oh, I heard the I thought you were going to say ethnicity. I was like, yeah, that's a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So, how do I talk out of this one?
When I left my ex-wife, she told me she was going to be moving to Florida after I left in June. She wound up moving in March. And I told her when she left to take my dogs to my grandmother's house so that it would be taken care of. And she didn't. She left my dogs there, and she didn't tell me.
What the fuck?
And so I had a warrant out for my arrest for animal abandonment.
Oh, they don't fuck around in Texas for that shit, yeah.
So because
I'd get a cat and name the cat. Because cats are fucking assholes.
Yeah, because then you can shoot cats because they're fucking annoying. I don't like cats.
Super fucking annoying.
Yep. Hey, let's take a quick break right quick, and that way we can get a caller in to give us the rest of the story, because I'm dying to hear about this fucking bullshit that you just got handed to you, man. Fuck.
You got the dick.
Yeah, you got penified. Yeah, bro. All right, so hey, let's take a quick break. Everybody knows we got a show every night, 20 to 2300, except for the Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday shows, and this show it's about a couple of hours. Or whenever it goes up. Sometimes we like to go a little bit over. Sometimes we keep it straight. You never know on WTFNationRadio.com. Puff, puff, pass. Everyone, I'll see you in a sec.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
We must learn to separate your heart from the world. Refuse to bury a victim. A casualty of the times. I want you open your eyes. Oh, mother, cry. Release me from fear. I accept my fate. I will not settle for a hole in the earth. Oh, mother, cry. Release me. I accept my fate. I will not settle for a hole in the
I'm so happy.
Welcome back to the Green Room. And hanging out here listening to Vince's story of, wow, he got fucked over in Texas. Damn.
Yeah. Reading in the chat, someone said he got fucking flower fucked.
Yeah, literally. Holy shit, man. That is some serious ass fucking drama. Fuck.
Yeah. So tell us about this.
Yeah, so you got to this point now, and you got told by the judge, and what's the you said you went to Veterans Court, and then they did what? What was the next? And he said you were on a good time, 18 months probation. You could get done on 18 months, and then they what?
I was already on probation for about 6 months prior to being accepted into Veterans Court. But basically, Veterans Court is a treatment court. I'm the only one that's there for marijuana possession. Everybody else that's in Veterans Court with me, they're all DWIs or domestic violence or some shit like that. And they all have to go. I mean, we all have to go through counseling. Now, the one good thing about me getting busted and having to get into Veterans Court is I had to go get seen for all of my issues, for PTSD, anxiety, depression, and all this other shit. So I went through and I did prolonged exposure therapy and in vitro
fertilization.
In vivo exposure.
I just said they got you pregnant.
I was about to say they got you pregnant. The invitrization of the indoctrination of your exactly. Go ahead.
But I mean, now I don't have an issue with going out and doing everyday things. Before I couldn't go to the grocery store unless it was early ass in the morning or late ass at night, because I didn't want to be around people. The one time I was forced to go into a grocery store during rush hour, I was with my family. I saw my sister's ex-in-laws that helped raise me when I was a kid, and we sat there and talked for a minute, and this guy just walked up and started pushing me, shoving me, and I had a spaz attack, and I damn near beat the shit out of this old, 70-something-year-old man.
Damn,
and that's when I knew. Yeah, that's when I knew I needed to start smoking weed.
Well, I mean, some old people are fucking. Some old people are fucking annoying, though. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I
mean,
mean,
gonna run into dicks.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I was just kind of thinking like, I've had the same. I almost blew up on an old dude fucking story because just because you're fucking old doesn't mean you can just cut in front of people in fucking line in Vegas to a casino. But that's another story. Go ahead, continue.
Oh, he would have caught an uppercut, bro.
Yeah, bro. So go ahead. What's up? Go ahead. Continue.
Fucking taking his walker and shit.
No, I keep this cane out from under. When he faced
nice.
No, I didn't do that. I didn't put my hands on
Oh,
man.
fucking bitch.
I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. I mean,
no, I get it. I get it.
He reminded me of my grandfather chasing me around the freaking house with a freaking bullwhip because I had a tattoo.
It seems a bit excessive. You got a thing with bulls, don't you?
Yeah, right.
I can tell you fast.
So let me go ahead and pull some of the legislative, since we were talking about Tejas. Hang on and update right now. As of one fucking March, that is this month, as in a couple of days ago, the Texas Assembly's last session was talking about how, this bullshit of the marijuana laws being so strict and blah, 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 blah. So what they're trying to do now, and I think, you were talking about this earlier, was the fact that one of the top priorities is for them to repair the medical marijuana law, but it's been a couple of limitations within other laws that are like shooting it down. They're not talking about recreational use. They're talking about specifically for medicinal. But they're also talking about changing the legislation to where, what's his name? Joe Moody and fucking Jose, not our Jose, but Jose Rodriguez, two senators, representatives, have presented a bill that would impose the $250 fine that we were talking about.
Yeah.
And then up to an ounce, but remove the criminal penalties, almost like an Israeli method of doing it. You know what I mean?
It's really.
You're gonna fucking.
There's a lot of parallels you can see there.
Yeah, exactly.
Except not the 5 strikes you're out thing.
Yeah. And then of course there's the legislation they're trying to push it towards 21 and over. So
right.
They're still trying to do that, and if you jump onto the marijuana freaking policy.org thing, I'm gonna bust that in the freaking chat right there.
Hell yeah.
And,
let me see that.
You can bust that out and check it out. And this is just updates. It's marijuana policy project, and it's for all states right now. And it's basically, I guess you could say it's a lobbyist group to ensure that for responsible marijuana use. And this is just updated, like no shit, just a couple days ago for Texas. And so Senator Jose Rodriguez and Representative Joe Moody are still talking about doing that. However, mired in the medicinal marijuana stuff is all the, like you were talking about before, the archaic reefer madness. You know, you look at it
backwards, antiquated way of fucking thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
I got this pulled up now. I'm checking it out.
So you can go through and it's just a real quick update. They're going to learn more statuses about the policies of legislation if you check it out just for Texas. Now, if you scroll down, you could also search other blog sites and you could pick a state and you could see in a little interactive map, you can see what they have at the bottom of their, towards midways of their page and find out how you can, might be something for these guys to talk about, man, on your next show or something.
Shit, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and also save this link.
Ping those guys because
just fucking post it on the green room as well.
Yeah, just posted because, like I said, part of my research before I come on, I was kind of like shuffling through that, and I knew because some of the questions that I had.
Super prepared.
Just want to make sure we get it. You know, we bring the WTF Nation, and us. It's very informative because sometimes mentorship goes both ways, man. It goes up and down.
Absolutely.
It's not just driven from the top, and you must do what you must do, but. Vince, what's the status of it now? I mean, are they going to once you're done with this? Are they going to? I mean,
completely off paper, from what I understand.
I'm completely off paper. Once I successfully complete the program.
Now, what does the term "completely off" for those uninitiated? What does "completely off paper" mean?
I am no longer on probation.
That's right, no longer on probation.
I'll get a certificate of completion from the state of Texas and the county of Fort Bend, and I will have.
It's worth like 8 correspondence course hours.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, what kind of promotion points you get out of that? SSD 1?
Was that?
It's like an SSD 1.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
That's awesome.
But my charges will be expunged. So
nice.
my second degree felony will not be on the FBI or CIA or whoever the fuck is trying to look for me will be able to find that.
Gotcha. And you plan on going back to the flower. What happens if you get caught? Like, can they, like, is it a completely taken off of your record, or is it like there, if you are to relapse, then you might have to go back to this?
No. Veterans Court is a one-time thing.
Okay.
You can only do Veterans Court once. And I do plan on going back and smoking the reefer.
Sounds like it'd be a pretty epic fucking TV series. Like, they have fucking divorce court, all that shit, Veterans Court.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's this like a TV show.
Is it?
No, I said it sounds like a TV show.
Oh, fuck. Should be.
Court. Like Night Court with Bull.
No, the People's Court, homie.
Yep. That's all. Oh, that's Night Court. Night Court.
I just had my last this month's meeting. I go once a month.
Okay.
And I just went on the 2nd, and I talked to my probation officer a couple of weeks ago, and I let him know, hey, look, I would like to take a trip out to Colorado. I understand that it's a freaking recreational marijuana state and all that jazz, but I'm not going to partake of the marijuana. I'm going to go see friends.
Right.
And my friends know that I'm on probation, and that if I fuck up, I'm looking.
They respect that.
And
now, as part of that, did they piss you too? Did they piss you while they're doing it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There were a couple close calls.
Yeah, there was.
I remember him freaking out. Glad you got scored.
After my ex cheated on me, after I found out that she cheated on me, I had some LA Confidential that she had, and I freaking snatched that shit and I rolled me a fatty and I smoked the fuck out of that thing. And then I started freaking out because I forgot that I had probation in a couple of weeks, and I was sitting there like,
How do you forget that? I know that shit.
I was high.
Oh, okay.
He was enraged.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I was just breaking
it on him. So I mean, he wasn't thinking straight. He wanted something to ease the pain.
Yeah, and so I went out and I spent $250 on an at-home drug test and some. I think it was like a 20-pack of freaking cleanser pills that I had to pop all 20 of them and drink like 5 gallons of fucking water.
Yep.
And then I go to fucking probation. The motherfucker doesn't piss me. I'm like, fuck.
Oh man.
But good thing. That whatever. I covered my ass as far as I could. But like I was saying, I talked to my probation officer, and then he apparently forgot to talk to the judge about it when he was back there in his meeting with the judge. And the judge asked him, he's like, "Is there anything else you would like to add?" And I turned to my probation officer. I was like, "Did you talk to him about my trip?" He was like, "No, that's all you." I was like, "Oh, okay, Your Honor."
Fuck.
I would like to have, or I would like to request travel permission to travel. He was like, "Where are you going?" Colorado. He was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yes, sir." He's like, "You're here for possession of marijuana." Like,
That's
"Yes,
such
sir."
a fucking dick.
What a dick. I'm like, it's none of your fucking business, right? Why the fuck I'm going over there?
Like, God, just go ahead and associate all of fucking Colorado.
What if I like mountains?
Well, I get it, though.
He doesn't only deal with veterans. He also deals with
shitbag civilians. Yeah.
Yeah, and they turn around. They're like, "Yeah, I'm going to Colorado. I'm not going to smoke," and they come back and they pop pot. I didn't. I went to a legal state. It's legal there. I can do it there. No, you can't. You're on fucking probation. You smoke weed, you're gonna get fucking caught. And I told him I told him straight up, "Your Honor, I know it's I know it's a recreational state. I'm not going there I'm not going there to partake of the marijuana." He was like, "Well, are you going there for business or pleasure or both?" I was like, "Well, a little bit of pleasure, but not of the."
I'm gonna go get jerked off in an alley in Denver.
Yeah.
There's this horror that I just grew an affinity with. It's a yearly thing. We try.
It's a yearly thing, yeah. Ask your sister; she does it. But
yeah.
That's what
just
I would
real
have said.
quick, Sea Battle. He helps out. He's a big help with like the chat and everything for the green room. He's usually a pretty active participant in Armor 6. He just wrote that he's also been a participant in Vets Court. He says it was still a new program and it sucked. They had a 3% success rate when I went through. It's wicked intense and really hard to do.
Oh, dude.
Fucking more power to you, homie.
Yeah, really.
That attrition rate, that's like up there with Delta.
The shit that we've done, our program is only 2 years old. And so far there have been three graduates. We have a 75% success rate right now.
Oh, okay. Yes, it's changed dramatically since then.
Yeah, well, 3 guys progressed through it very well. One guy who had a drinking problem kept coming up and blowing hot on his breathalyzer.
How? Like, do they do that every day? Is it just random?
For the guys that go into Vets Court with alcohol charges, they automatically get a breathalyzer either installed in their car or they have one that they walk around with. That when that some bitch beeps, you gotta fucking blow.
Oh,
and
that makes sense.
It beeps at random times. And
yep. My Joe's, they do that in the Army now. They do it in the Army now.
You can't hand that off to someone though.
Nope, because it's tagged onto you, and if the sensor is away from you,
it takes a picture of you.
Yeah, if the sensor moves away from the testing device, then they know that it's been bled out. So you have to kind of like have a Wi-Fi connection and shit, and you got to be close to it. So if you're fucking all of a sudden you beep out, and the testing device, and the sensor start spreading further apart from each other, then. Right. Then it immediately alerts the cops saying that you violated it.
No, I'm just saying, hand it to one of your friends who hasn't drank, or your kid. But I'm just saying that to me, it makes about as much sense as people who pop hot for coke in the Army. I mean, it's a fucking 2-day substance. Typically, like, unless there's fucking solid intel, they don't just, like, the random 10% aren't as fucking random as people say they are. I mean, it's, or not as random, but it's not as often. Like, they're supposed to do monthly 10%.
Well, yeah, well, think about it, though. You're going through,
yeah,
you're going through a sample. Like, if you're just newly assigned to the unit, of course your ass is going to pop on it. You know what I mean? Or if you've not gone, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 months without taking a piss test in my organization, in my company, best believe you're probably going to come up just because it's a frequency, it's a cycle. It's almost like you could totally tell the guys that I see. And then there's that one guy who's always on a piss test. It's just the way the fucking machine does it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm like, really, dude? I mean, again? So.
Like he's gonna pop
162 at WTU. I got a message. Probably, 8 months ago, saying that I popped for the 10%. I'm like, dude, I've been out of the Army since 2015. Like, you need to update your 162. I'll tell you, I'll melt the fucking cup. I'll piss in it. I got no issues. I'm not gonna they're not gonna strip my VA benefits.
Yeah. The lid's not gonna screw on right.
It's gonna fuck. That cup's gonna be warped as shit.
Exactly.
It's gonna look like it survived the fucking nuclear test.
Oh man.
I've smoked just about every day since I've been out of the Army. I don't think it's possible for me to ever get clean.
Now, can you go through like like right now you're out and you're living in a state that is it's legal and they have to do anything for a physical or something like that? Can the VA crack down on you? Is there anything that the VA is talking about doing when using marijuana recreationally or?
Well, no, because officially my neurologist, this is why I haven't seen her but 2 times. My neurologist has said to me unofficially, with my dose that I was taking of all the pills, I was taking 4 different seizure meds just to control them. And she said, with my dose, if I could not sustain that dose for long. And she asked what I wanted to do. We were talking different medications, different, adjusting different things. And I said, I was actually doing a lot of research and I didn't take it lightly. I was like, I've been doing a lot of research into, the use of medical marijuana. My mother-in-law is a natural medicine doctor in Munich. I mean, it's not there yet with like the medical advancements, but she's like one of the people that's speaking out for it, for like the benefits that like the advocates that we have now for these movements. She's like that in Germany, and she's a really well-respected natural medicine doctor. And for me, I understand why we can't federally do something like to take it out of states' hands. I'm all for states' rights, but whenever they're being blatantly fucking retarded,
it's kind of funny how the states and the federal government go back and forth on what's considered what should be considered in the government's hand or out of the government's hand. You know what I mean?
The bathroom. They said Trump said that the bathroom law in North Carolina, they're going to handle it at the state level.
Correct. Instead of getting
now,
involved.
Then there's intel coming out about Sessions saying, well, we need to go after states that have, legalized recreational marijuana.
Yeah, that's another fucking. Oh,
so
God.
I'm like, why? You need to fucking figure out what you're.
Yeah, what is considered states' rights and what isn't considered states' right. You're right.
Back and forth on these points.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, hey, it's about that time.
Damn, I talked to the end of the show,
dude. I told you, man. When I get on here, we're gonna it's gonna seem like we're just starting.
Yep.
Don't fuck around. I like talking.
Damn. Me too. I like this string.
Yeah.
Some juicy fruit tie I've been ripping on.
Oh, okay. Well, you're talking like the stream like is in this show. I didn't know you were actually streaming on some other stuff
strain.
Right now. Oh, strain. Oh, I wouldn't know what you're talking about. I'm currently. Hey, you guys, right now, if you missed the show, jump on the green rooms. We have a WTF Nation Radio live stream from the WTF Nation Radio YouTube channel. And also you can check it out and listen to past shows. But tonight we'll be on YouTube. So tonight I was streaming through our systems onto YouTube. And, soon enough, once these guys get up on the Facebook Lives, you'll be seeing them on Facebook Live as well. So
yeah, and then I can't hide doing bong rips.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I just muting the mic now.
Yeah, you just gotta mute the mic or whatever. So hey, thanks for inviting me to come on, man.
Hey, I'm really happy that you were able to cover down. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, left your names.
You're more than welcome to hop on the show anytime you want to call in, man. No,
definitely, definitely. All right, baby eyes. I'll be there in a minute. Hey, Vince, thanks for calling, man.
Thanks for
I love
thanks,
calling
buddy.
in.
All right, y'all have a good one, man.
Yep.
All right. Puff, puff, pass, y'all.
Doing it right now.
Hit it now. Hey, thanks for coming on.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend, the end.
I see mothers in black crying, brothers in packs gone, plus everybody's high, too doped up to ask why. Watching our own downfall, witness the end. It's like we don't believe in God, cause we living in sin. I asked my homie on the block why he strapped, he laughed, pointed his pistol as the cop called, passed and blast. It's just another murder, nobody mourns no more. My teardrops getting bigger, but can't figure what I'm crying for. Is it the miniature caskets, little babies, victims of a stray from drug dealers gone crazy? Maybe it's just the drugs, visions of how the block was. Crack came and it was strange how it rocked us. Perhaps the underlying facts they hide explain genocide. It's when we ride on our own kind. What is it we all fear? Reflections in the mirror, we can't escape fate. The end is getting nearer. Who's believing?
Beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend, the end.
Close my eyes cause all I see is terror. I hate the man in the mirror cause his reflection makes the pain turn realer. Times of Armageddon, murder in mass amounts. In a society we're only getting the gas counts. I started out as a beginner, into the criminal lifestyle, became a sinner. I make my money and vacate, evade prison. Went from the chosen one to outcasts, unforgiven. And all the Hennessy and weed can't hide the pain I feel inside, you know. It's like I'm living just to die. I fall on my knees and beg for mercy, not knowing if I'm worthy living life, thinking no man can hurt me. So I'm asking before I lay me down to sleep, before you judge me, look at all the shit you did to me. My misery, I rose up from the slums, made it out the flames in my search for fame. Will I change in the wondering?
Beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend, the end. This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend, the end.
You believe it?
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Oh, hey there. Mike Golf here. Do you suffer from erectile dysfunction, constipation, or polycystic ovarian syndrome? If you're like me, and thousands of others, you don't. But what I do have is a prescription for years of suffering from the big green weenie. Take a healthy dose of caffeine, alcohol, and hate, and wash it all down with Sergeant's Time every Thursday at 8 Eastern on WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moments. Join Ice, Grey Cloud, Doc Madness, and myself, Mike Golf, as we discuss the important issues of the week. The NCO Corps will never be the same.
The bitches, they love visuals.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I look around this room and I see nothing but untapped potential.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
You have potential. You have... Oh boy.